Welcome to Talk Around Riyadh, the Wheel of Time showcast. I am your host, Joe Perry, here with my co-hosts, Jen Isgro and Tom Kokoza. How you doing, Jen?
I'm doing great. I'm just going to our website to find out how long it is before season 2. It looks like it's 26 days and 21 hours or so until the premiere of season 2 of Wheel of Time. So I'm very excited about that. We're less than a month away and hyped. We got some great content, I'll say, this week to talk about, and I'm excited to get started.
Yeah. How do you feel, Tom? You excited? You pumped?
I am excited. Pumped. I was on the Wheel of Time Prime page today, just going through stuff, making sure there was nothing extra hidden or whatever. I think they may have relabeled the bucket of where they put a bunch of stuff, and it's now called the Compendium, which I don't think it was at the time. And I really enjoy that they made that change.
It wasn't. I think they've reorganized the site because of all the issues people had with specifically with the Origins and trying to watch. They were mixed in with the other stuff, and then they were not in the right order for some people. So I think they fixed all that. So, they got it all ready. I feel like they've gotten it all ready.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to get into it now. We'll save it for a little bit. But
okay.
Let's get into the show, right? We've got a scene from season 2 to talk about. We've got Jen's breakdowns for season 2. But before we get into that, Jen, what's happening?
So I have a very special episode of What's Happening tonight. I haven't done it in a while just because there's been other stuff happening, like actual Wheel of Time news content happening. But I would be remiss if I didn't mention hen news. That's hashtag hen news. My apologies. So, in the midst of WotCon and everything, about 3 weeks ago, we did lose one of Juliet's hens, unfortunately. Pollyanna, who had been sick for a while, died about 3 weeks ago. And then another one of her hens, Maple, actually passed away 2 days ago. She had been partially blind, so they were both kind of getting old and sick. But I just wanted to express our condolences since I didn't get a chance to do that. And I was planning on doing that anyway. But then today, Juliet posted a beautiful post on her Instagram in honor of us, which I thought was so sweet. So I just wanted to read it. It says, "Earlier in the week, I took these photos of the WoT Chook trio." That's the 3 chickens that are named after Wheel of Time characters.
Wait. That's Parahen, Nynaeve.
I'm going to say it. It's in there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay. To celebrate Talk Around Riyadh's 200th episode. Congratulations again, and thank you, Jen, Joe, and Tom, for all you've done for hens. Okay, so the first picture is Avi Hen, the second one is Navy Chicken, and the third is Perry Hen Golden Eyes. And of course, remembering the other hashtag hen news, much love, little chicken spirits. My adorable Maple, still can't believe she's gone. Pollyanna, Egwene, Willow, Matilda, and Rue. So have we been here for all of these? Yes. I know Willow and Matilda we definitely were. I wasn't sure about Rue.
Rue was alive when we started.
Maybe right at the beginning. She was? Okay.
Yes.
All right. So Perry Hen Golden Eyes, if you guys remember, is the one that actually cheated death.
Right, was stuck in the grill
in that terrible car accident.
Yeah.
And so sorry, I have to text my daughter right now in the middle of my segment. So I wanted to say thank you to Juliet for thinking of us and posting that. It was very sweet. And we love hashtag hen news, and I know our listeners do too. Yes, I have to read this comment from our chat. Rayor said, "They're off to be hens of the horn."
Aww.
I love that.
Hens of the horn.
Joe's so happy.
Oh my God.
I love you, Rayor.
That's so great.
Oh, you need to post that on Juliet's Instagram if you're on Instagram. Oh, that's amazing. That's beautiful.
They'll come back when they're needed.
Yeah, we have to blow the horn of
the chicken. Yeah, we got to think of something good.
Valier. What's a good hen? Chickalier? I don't know.
No, ruminate on it. Don't say the first thing that pops in your head.
Maybe someone will come up with a good name for the Horn of Lear that brings back the hens of the horn.
The corn of the Lear.
Welcome back to another edition of Where's WoT Origins. And guess what day today is? I should say, guess what month it is?
Oh, August.
It's August, everybody.
I was like, Dan's birthday?
I don't see anything anywhere.
It's August again.
Here's August again.
And you know, I said it before, they cleaned up the Prime page for Wheel of Time, as you mentioned before, Tom. I feel like they're getting it ready for something. And it could be, you know, season 2, but it could be the missing 2 episodes of WoT Origins. How does it feel to be back in August again?
Feels like a year later. Feels like 365 days have passed.
Do you feel any different?
It's my favorite month of the year, Joe.
Oh, I know, because it's your birthday, but do you feel anything more? Are you feeling a little bit more optimistic about us getting those scenes, those WoT Origin episodes, I mean?
No.
Jen?
So if two Augusts pass by and we don't get them, does that mean officially that we don't think we're getting them? Like,
I don't know. And then how long
if
are we
literally
obligated?
2 Augusts come and go and they're not out, like, I don't think we're getting them.
And then how long are we obligated to continue this? This is some stuff we'll have to talk about.
Forever.
We'll take it
Literally.
offline and we'll come back with an answer for you. But it's August, everyone, so get excited. We could get the missing episodes of WoT Origin this month. All right, let's get into the news, because I know that's what everyone really wants to talk about. We got a scene. We got the first scene in season 2. They snuck it in there, and I think I think we were too good for them, and I don't mean us specifically, but I mean the Wheel of Time community was too good for them, because sometime on Tuesday night, right? There was a buzz going on that there was something at the end of episode 8. So of course we all went to go see what it was.
Well, like first,
Well, you're leaving out the secret message that was sent out to
there was a
everybody.
secret.
No, that was the next day. That was
What?
the next. That was the next day.
No, was it?
No, not that secret message. There's a pre-secret message.
Are you talking about the likes?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
that was before. Okay, so
Yes, it was like an hour before. Before it was real. It was noticed.
yeah, nobody.
So the Tweeter chaos, right? The Wheel of Time Twitter account went around to, you know, some of us in the community and randomly liked 8 of our tweets.
Although, to be
Right.
honest with you, I was looking. Some of them there weren't 8, but maybe it was like mixed in with other stuff. I don't know, but I was trying to go through them and count them.
Ours was
They-
definitely 8
Yeah.
Yeah.
because I was sitting on the couch and I boom, 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 boom. I was like, what the hell is going on? And it said, Wheel of Time liked 8 of your tweets. So I was like, oh, what the hell? They must not have been online for a while. What's going on? Like, why are they liking all our tweets? And
But
then
it was a sign,
there was a
obviously,
message that I didn't get.
to go check out the 8th episode of the show.
How could I not have known that?
How could anyone not have known that? Well, someone figured it out, or somebody. I don't even know how it was figured out.
Maybe somebody was just watching episode 8.
I think that's
Yeah,
probably what
Well said,
happened,
yeah.
right? Somebody just happened to be watching episode 8, and they were like, "Wait, what's this?" Yeah, oh yeah. Right after the Sean Chen ending in episode 8, even before the credits, there's just a scene from season 2, and it's the Dark Friends social. The funny thing is, right? So I think we all watched it the night before. Tom, did you get to watch it the night before? Because
No, it was around 11 o'clock when everyone figured that out, Eastern time, and I had been asleep for quite some time. It was so no, I watched it the next day.
So anyway, before we get into the actual what was in that scene, I just want to say, like, the next day, right? So I guess this was supposed to be the WoT Wednesday news, because then they posted some clips from the trailer, as they've been doing for the last couple of weeks, and they slipped in like some messages in those. So right, there was an Old Tongue script in one of them. There was the chapter icon in there, and I think there was something else I can't remember off the top of my head. But the Old Tongue translation was 108-201, right? Which meant like watch episode 108, because there's a scene from episode 201 in there. And then the logo was the Ouroboros with the snake and the wheel, which is, I think, the chapter icon for just about every single prologue. I think there's one or two that aren't. So there was the hint. Dark Friend Social, episode 108, episode 201. which I thought was really cool. It would have been cooler if nobody noticed it until then. One of the things that's go ahead, Jen. Sorry.
I was gonna say then what? Obviously, they wanted us to notice it.
Yeah, but I don't think they wanted us to notice it. Do you think they wanted us to notice it the night before? Because here's something that I actually learned. I was listening to another podcast and they were talking about streaming and how they always drop like the streams like in the middle of the night or like, midnight, sometime around that. And I learned that the reason was because if something gets screwed up, they can easily take it down and like no one really notices because it's the middle of the night.
So why did he?
So I think they might have updated.
That?
Well, I don't think it wasn't him.
Why would he? No, I'm saying, but why would the Tweeter of Chaos like all those tweets?
No, I think that was done on purpose the night before because I think the Tweeter of Chaos realized that, hey, this thing's live already. But I feel like their intention wasn't to actually really tip it off until the next day. And they probably dropped it on midnight Greenwich Mean Time, which probably means it was out Eastern time at like 7, 8 o'clock. And nobody really noticed it until I feel like it was like around 10 when I first heard about it or something like that.
Yeah, like 10, 11.
10, 11.
I think if they didn't want us to know it was there until Wednesday, then they wouldn't have done that.
Well, I think the Tweeter of Chaos realized that it was there and available, so maybe he was just playing or she was just playing with us at this point.
I don't know if that person is allowed to do that. If they,
like,
I think they have
like
specific rules about like when they're supposed to tell people.
They didn't tell us though; they were just liking tweets.
I know, but
that's how they're very.
It's engagement. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to. I love the fact that they do exactly what, at least I hope that they would do in marketing the show to fans, which is like, we are going to give you different types of puzzles, and you have to figure them out in order to get what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And I think that was it. I think that it was similar to like the Stitch in Time thing they did before the trailer drop or the puzzles things they did last year. It's like, hey, let's get the fans excited about this, and then we're going to tell everybody, and people will go and watch the first seat. Like they wanted that pre-buzz so that it was there, so that when like the news dropped for everybody, there was already talk about it online. Right?
Yeah, there was an article.
But now, if I'm a show watcher of the Wheel of Time, I really love the Wheel of Time, but I don't read the books. I just watch a TV show. Like I would never know what I'm looking at, and that message was for book fans.
Yeah,
the old tongue.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, so like what didn't really go out for everybody had to kind of like book fans had to figure it out, and then let everybody else know that it was out there, basically.
Well, I mean, there was an article then the next day, which I was getting to, that IGN put out, saying as much.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Saying what?
Saying
I don't think I saw that.
IGN can exclusively reveal that the first scene of season 2 of Prime Video's Wheel of Time has been added to the final episode of season 1 as of today, August 2nd.
On Wednesday, they put that out.
This post was posted on August 2nd at noon.
Yeah, I totally missed that. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I was over it by then. It was old hat for me.
Yeah. No. They put out a release. The article was released about saying that this existed, and it does confirm that it's the opening scene.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this is, I guess, our cold open. Confirmed, although I think some people still debate whether this is the cold open or just the first scene. And the other thing is, like, episode 1 of the first season didn't have a cold open, or I shouldn't say it, the whole thing was a cold open. There was no credits, but
that doesn't count. That's like the first episode of the whole show.
Okay, I want to get into this because we've already spent so much time talking it and haven't actually talked about the scene. So let's get into the scene. For those of you who haven't watched it, pause this and go watch it.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to describe the entire scene. Just some key things that I think like what was revealed in what happened in that scene was, this is definitely post season 1. This scene takes place because I know that was something I had brought up, because Ishii mentions being released by Rand and that Rand is hiding. So it seems like this is some time after season 1, because he mentions Rand is hiding, and Rand's been gone long enough that it's something to note. Some other things that I liked in here, right? That he mentions his nicknames: Father of Lies, Betrayer of Hope, Forsaken, and then he mentions the other Chosen and uses the term Chosen, which I thought was really cool.
I just want to, definitively state, like in that he's definitively stating that he is not the Dark One, that he is a Forsaken.
Yes.
Right? Which is the first time that the show has stated that.
Yeah. Yes, right, because he says the other Chosen.
Yeah.
right? So
Yes.
he's saying, I'm a chosen. For people who don't even know what Forsaken is, but that's the key. I mean, there's a lot of other
They
stuff.
don't know who they are, but they're explained in episode 5 briefly.
Oh yeah, they are. That's right. One of the thing that was revealed is the six statues with the Aes Sedai, the ancient Aes Sedai symbol in front of the home or the manor house, and one is knocked over. And I wanted to ask your thought or get your thoughts on this because, I mean, those aren't really the seals, right?
No,
Okay.
no, they're not just hanging out at some guy's house, some lady's house, whomever.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, I don't really understand. Is that like, I'm trying to think of something that it's like a voodoo doll almost. Like if you break the seal, it breaks there. I don't know. Like it's like connected to the actual seal.
Perhaps.
Those things.
but there's only 6 of them, and there's supposed to be 7 seals. Now I don't know. They could change that, but I don't remember if they mentioned 7 seals in the show yet. Because I mean, if you're right, if there were 7 seals and one of them was knocked over, then you could say, all right, that's one seal broken down. This is representing that, but there are only 6.
Well, there's probably
and then they were done. Like every time a seal
Yes.
breaks, she comes back to the house and he knocks one over.
Yeah.
like potentially there should
Those
be 2
Trollocs.
broken. Well, no. See, the breaking of the seals doesn't correspond with the chosen being released.
No, it has nothing to do
That's
with
how
it.
it feels like in the first season because the seal's broken and Shamail's out.
I don't
Right.
think. I don't think. I think people are making that in their heads.
I mean, that's a
like they're
that's like a
Yeah, there's a pretty strong visual.
like a conclusion.
Well, no. Once any of the seals is broken, all of the Forsaken start coming out. It's not like one seal per Forsaken.
Yes, it's not one seal for Forsaken.
No, but that's
it's
what it
7
seems
seals
like.
for one dark one. But yes,
Yes.
Okay.
yes, the first seal breaking is what I think allows all of the Forsaken to be
Yes.
free again.
Yes.
What's the first seal that breaks on the show, on the book? I'm sorry. Is it
Oh.
That's-
I
that's
don't know if
seal.
it's broken. It's just
Yeah, no-
carvable, right? Like
No. The one in the eye, they find the seal. It's broken already, isn't it?
oh, it's broken. Yeah.
That's how? Okay, so nobody gets out until a seal is broken.
Well,
Like,
they're
I don't
out. It's arguable about if the seal when that seal broke.
And it's
I guess.
also. Oh yeah, because you don't know when that seal broke. But Agenor and Balthamel are out, and that's like, does it just break? And remember,
Like
the
if
seals.
Shamail's out, I don't understand. Like
But
he's always. I know.
it's different for him.
I know.
Also, the seals don't seem to need to be totally broken for Forsaken to come out. They're just weakened. I don't know.
Right.
All right. So anyway, let's get back to this though. So who's there? Who's at the scene? We've got Ishamael there. We see a white
Fane.
cloak. We see Fane. We see an Aes Sedai. We see a Shanarin. We see a Seanchan. There's the little girl and her mum. And a few other people that we really don't get to see. We don't really get a good look at. I think
Fane.
yeah, we said Fane.
Oh, you said him. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I think it's very funny that everybody's just wearing black over the top. It's like their business up top and party down below.
Yeah.
Because everybody's got black, all black up
Nobody
on top,
can see this.
like a black
Yeah.
shirt. And then they cut over to what is clearly Soroth, and you just see her completely dressed in her Seanchan, like
Nails.
like it's so obvious. It's like then up top,
like, they
all
see-
black,
I mean,
down below.
On the book,
Nobody look under the
he
table.
sees everybody's hands.
Yeah,
Like,
and
he knows.
it's a little more subtle. Like he sees like
Yeah.
something come out under the cuff, or like a piece of jewelry, or
Well,
more
no
than
one's
one piece of
supposed to be
jewelry.
under the table. Okay.
Don't look under
Wait.
the table.
Why does the
Do they all
Aes
close their
Sedai
eyes
have
when
a
they get up?
glove underneath her ring?
They don't want to
That's-
show. I'm gonna say because there's something about her hands that are gonna be a dead giveaway of who it is. That's the only thing I could think of.
I was just like, oh, she's wearing a glove, but the ring's on top of the glove. So the
We talked about
Well,
this.
we joked
in the
about
past.
this, but you really, why is she wearing the ring?
no, you
over
can't
the
hide.
glove.
Right, you can't hide that ring under a glove. But in the book, you can. So
Yeah, because it's a
then
normal.
I'm like,
size
why
ring.
even wear a glove? Like, what's the point of the glove?
Why even wear the
Or
ring? too?
why put the ring on over the glove?
Well, the ring's black, right?
So
turns
yeah,
black.
and so yeah, the ring's black. So is that like
So
a
you don't know who they are because you don't know what Aja they're from.
is that a
because the
mask
ring's
of
black.
mirrors that the Aes Sedai did? You think, or is it like a mood ring? She can make it. I don't know.
once you go to the dark side, you can change it to black whenever you want to.
Okay, it's like a power from its true power.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a Sith ability, Jen.
So there's something else about,
Yes.
right, about this Aes Sedai, right? And you don't know if it's her speaking, but when they do pan over to her, you hear a woman say, "We are to kill him." Do you think that's her saying it?
I don't know. I couldn't like pick out the voice. You mean they pan to her under the table?
When they were panning to her under the table, you
Oh.
hear a woman's voice say, we are to kill him,"
Oh.
asking Shamael. And it
I
doesn't
don't think it
sound at all
matters.
like Kate Fleetwood's voice. So who do you think that is?
I don't know.
I think it's
There's a lot of Black Haja.
yeah. Could be anybody, right?
Think it's Varen?
Yeah, I don't know. Could be Varen, could be
Shariam.
Therium.
Oh, Shiriam. Yeah, I didn't think of
Yeah,
that.
there's a lot. Yeah, there's like at least 3 in this season.
Yeah, you're meeting I think you're meeting a ton of new Aes Sedai this season, plus the ones that you've already met. And now, like, they don't want you to know. They want you to go, maybe it was that one who said it. Maybe it was that one.
Yeah, and I like the idea of, right, so by the end of the season, Leandrin will probably be revealed as Black Aja, and everyone's going to think it was her. And I have a feeling that it's not her. And then, like, at some other point in the show, when you get the reveal of another Black sister,
Maybe.
you'll, like, flash back to that or something. And you'll be like,
Maybe
oh.
Maybe she's wearing a glove so we don't see what color shade of skin she has on her hands.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna know the Aes Sedai like way better than
Yeah. I think so,
maybe,
too.
I don't know. Like,
So Zul is mentioning it could have been the Tinker or the other woman. I'm going to make an
yeah, is
argument.
that a tinker?
So I'm going to, we could talk about, you want to talk about that right now?
Mhm.
Sure.
So did you watch, so John from WoT Up just came out with a video like a couple hours ago, breaking down the scene. And he's convinced that this takes place in Amadisia. The reason being the manor house is a 6-pointed star on the front door. There's the carving is 6-pointed stars. And that is the 6-pointed star is the sigil on the Amadisian flag. And Amadisia is down like at the bottom of the mountains of mist. So there's mountains in the background and forest. And then also he mentioned that the little girl in her mother's costumes have like a Romanian feel style to them, which is how Jordan described their dress, the Amadisian dress in the books. So did you guys get a chance to watch this video? And are you thinking this is Amadisia? Those aren't Tinkers? Or it could be, could be Tinkers and it could be an Amadisia as well.
I like it. I thought maybe they were Tinkers, but I was like, oh, I'm not sure if it's a little different than what we saw the Tinkers wearing, but it could have just been like because of the costume design changing. So I wasn't 100% sure, but I'm going with that. I think that's a good. He has a lot of facts to back it up.
Yeah.
And in the books, in book 5, right? And I think in Fires of Heaven, there is a manor house in Amadisia that is owned by a dark friend that characters stay in. So that's like a little bit of book learning too. And I believe that in the costuming chart from season 1, where you see all the different nations and where their influences are, it also says that Amadisia has that Romani influence to its attire. Now, I'm not familiar enough with like anything but the most stereotypical of what Romani fashion is. So I don't know if that really matches it or not. But that little girl didn't look dirty enough to be a Tinker to me. Like, all the Tinkers look like they just came out like the Burning Man. And that lady looked that girl looked a little bit too put together. So I like that explanation. It doesn't matter to me really one way or the other, but
I thought it was a good theory. I liked it too. John convinced me.
Tom? I think we lost him.
Oh, he's got a new computer.
I thought it was me for a second because that's what happens when I lose you guys. Oh no, he's back. Good.
Oh, you're back.
We lost you for a second.
Must have been
it froze. I don't know.
It's okay. I like it too because I feel like she didn't bring her daughter to the Dark Friend Social, or her daughter just lives there, and she was outside playing, and then she ran in to the meeting.
Yeah, that was the other funny thing that I couldn't get
Like-
past. Like with this mother
Yeah, so she
couldn't
was
find a
just like,
babysitter,
she was like,
so-
go outside. Okay, play outside. And then like a trolley came and she ran in.
she's
Well,
like
supposed
one of
to.
those. She's like one of those parents who brings their kid on a crime to commit a crime because they can't find anybody to watch them. It's basically what she is. She's like a prostitute who has sex in front of her child.
Jeez, man.
Yeah.
I do like it better. Like that's just where they live, and they didn't have any place to put the girl elsewhere. Just because
The mom probably didn't know
I
Trollocs were
love-
going to be coming.
I love issues like we're in the middle of a meeting. It's kind of an important one too. Like his use of what is more of a modern colloquialism, like that seems like almost an anachronistic in this world. Like I love the fact that he still uses turns of phrase that really wouldn't fit in this world.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So the other people we have, right, there's a white cloak. We don't know, that wasn't really revealed who the white cloak is. We see a Shinarin because we see the Hawk Sigil,
Mhm.
the Hawk Sigil. I mean, that's Ingtar, I'm assuming, right? It's pretty clear.
We guess. Yeah.
Okay. And then we also have, hold on, sorry about that. I got confused because the Zoom was acting funny. I'm sorry. And then we also have Padden Fane, who just takes his hood off blatantly and is like, okay, who's that? I'm looking. Scowls at the girl.
I thought he grinned
Smiled
at
at
her.
her.
Yeah.
Was it? It was kind of like a scowling grin, though.
Well, he's not a nice person. I think his smiles are pretty.
Creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we get so if we've got Ishamael holding the little girl in front of the Trolloc and like mention of hungry, go ahead, touch his face.
Oh God.
I have to say I'm a little disappointed that the Trolloc didn't eat the girl. I feel like they teased it and then said, no, sorry, we're not doing it. Screw
I
you.
think long term it's better. Like it actually is better like that. It subverts the expectation, and allows you to understand that like he can convince people to be dark friends as well as, I don't know, just rely on innate evilness or whatever. He can seduce you into being evil or whatever. The entire time I thought that kid's arm was going to just get bit right off, though.
Yeah.
Yes, and I'm a little upset that it didn't because they were so leading up to it and the tension was building. I'm sitting there and I was waiting for it, and then the scene ended, and I was like, oh, come on. It's not like I didn't need to see the Trolloc eat her. Like it could have just bit her and then
guest in her
away.
house. Not gonna eat her kid. Have a Trolloc eat her daughter.
Yeah. Okay.
She's a dark friend. You don't know how high up she is.
She's not higher than is she?
I don't
Well,
think
I
the
know,
Trolloc
but like,
cares.
why do that? She's letting them use her house.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. That is inconsiderate.
It is.
Inconsiderate
years
dark
ago,
friends.
we went to go see the movie The Grudge. Do you remember? Like,
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
for
yeah, I
Michelle's
remember.
birthday, right? For my wife's birthday.
Uh-huh.
And there's a scene in the movie The Grudge where Sam Raimi's brother's in the movie. I can't remember what the actor's first name is, but he looks just like Sam Raimi. He's in the movie, and he like, comes into the house, and like someone's been killed in the house, and there's blood all over the stairs. And like instead of leaving, he like touches the blood, realizes blood, goes up the stairs, and I think he dies too. But he goes over to touch the blood, and there's people behind us who just like, the movie was very creepy, whatever. But this lady just shouts out, "White people always touch the blood." And as the girl was reaching out to touch the Trolloc's face, that was what was just screaming in my head. I'm like, do not do it, woman.
I know, it was such a tease. I'm still a little upset about it. I feel the scene would have been better if the Trolloc ate just for fun, just a little taste.
Start it right off. Right, first scene. Trollocs eating babies. That's it.
That's it.
She's not.
That's the kind of show you're getting, folks.
But that's what I wanted to get. I wanted them to ratchet
Season
it up.
2. Here we go.
Trollocs eating cute kids.
I do want to leave time for Jed to do our episode breakdown, but I just wanted to touch really quick on the design on the seal, right? So on the seal, the design is this 8-pointed star. So I don't know what's going on. We got too many different star points on our star. Thank you, Jen. But people started noticing, thinking 8 points on the star, that we think we might be getting 8 Forsaken based on the statues that Steppen had. There were 8 of them. So, and then people noticed that there were different designs on next to each point or in between each point. And they were trying, and they were, once to say trying, but they were able to correspond some of them to what they think are Forsaken. Like there was one that looked like a lute. There was one that kind of looked like a moon, maybe, things like that. Spider,
like the Care Bears.
Yeah. It was interesting. People did a pretty good job. I think I could post a tweet. I think Tavir Tavern had a thread going with it, and then I think Koala Sadai also came up with some good thoughts on that. So go check on Twitter. If I can, I'll put the links in the show notes if I can find them. What do you think about that? Do you think that's related? And then my second question was, because there was a thing where people thought like one of them was the 9 Bs, the Ilian, right? And people were like, okay, Samael takes Ilian, but like there would be no historical, in-book historical reference to Samael and the Bees. So do you think that these are just Easter eggs for book readers, and the symbols literally have no tie to the character?
I mean, like, it's not like they chose the symbols, right? Like what? Like who?
But
Ilian designed that?
Samael taking over Ilian hasn't happened yet at that point. So why?
Right. So like, but who in the story?
Lews Therin and the companions made those seals.
Made the seals. So they were like, oh, let's put a picture that corresponds to everybody.
Maybe it's like, these are the people that were sealing up, and like, these are the points of this, like, whatever. Like,
let's put a vagina for Grendel. That's
I didn't want to say it.
Because
Thank you for saying it, Jen, because I didn't want to say it.
It could also just be cleavage, but it's.
But what? I could picture the like. There's like 100 guys like giggling
It's 100
while they're
dudes.
carving these.
Like,
Put a vagina. Put a vagina for her. Like what? I don't know.
You're so right. You're so right.
I can see like guys punching another guy's shoulders. Yeah. Look at this. Look at this.
Look what I did for Grendel. Can you believe it? Look at this. It's so vagina.
So probably the Easter eggs for us is what I was getting at.
Yes, I think so too.
I do like the idea of Samael like waking up, looking around the world, and going, "There's a country that has bees. There's a country that has bees. That's mine. I call dibs. I call dibs on Ilian.
I call the bees.
He loves bees so
dibs on bees." I think that's part of his background. Before he turned to the shadow, he was a beekeeper, wasn't he?
Yeah.
That was Steppen.
Oh, that's right. Steppen was the beekeeper. That's right. But anyway, I think everybody was wrong, and I posted which Forsaken I think they really are. So I'll if I can, I'll remember to put that tweet in the show notes. All right. Any final thoughts on this scene before we get into the episode breakdowns?
I thought it was really effective. I thought it was
thumbs up,
and I think that. I think that's going to be a good kind of tone-setting scene.
Thumbs up, thumbs up for you, Tom.
Thumbs up.
I was a thumbs down until I rewatched it again today, and I enjoyed it better this time. So I'm giving it a thumbs up. So there we go. Go watch it.
Okay.
Again. All right, Jen, it is your turn. This is like, I was thinking about this yesterday, and this is like the end of Clue, where they show you an ending and then they say, that's could have how it happened, but how about this? And now we're going to Jen. And then when we get to me, it'll be like, but this is what really happened.
I felt like, when you're on like The Price is Right and you have to like switch prices around until you get like the right amount. And then you're like, I felt like that. I'm like, no, leave it. I'm going to go with my first instinct. Like that's, and I also kind of feel like half of this, I was like writing fan fiction because I know it's not going to happen. I'm just like, this would be cool. Who knows?
Some people think that the TV show is fan fiction. So Jen,
I mean, it is, but okay.
All right.
I will say quickly, like, this is the least pressure-filled episode of this show that I've ever done because I've already done this.
Yeah, and I want to say this is Jen's breakdown. If you didn't listen to last week's episode, Tom gave us his breakdowns, so go back and listen to that. as well. And then next episode, I'll be doing my breakdowns. So, Jen,
All right.
episode 1.
I'll try to get through it fast. I feel like some scenes I just said, this happens. And then some I'd like describe the entire scene.
That's a lot of what mine's just this happens and that happens.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, we'll just
You're far better at this than I am.
Okay. So I can guarantee you that I have the first part of this 100% right. Here we go. Cold open, the dark friend social.
Cold open, girl plays in front of a manor house.
Nailed it. Shamael, yeah, I know, I didn't do the whole thing. Shamael gives assorted dark friends, including Pat and Fane, instructions on what to do about Randall Thor. One of the women can't get a babysitter, so Shamael takes her little girl outside to play with Trollocs. Somehow not as ominous as it sounds. Okay. Perrin and Loyal are traveling with a group of Shienaran soldiers on a hunt to find the stolen horn of Valir. Lord Ingtar heads up this crew. Matt is locked in a room in the White Tower, having been discovered in Tar Valon by the Red Ajah. Leandrin brings him his meals and taunts him. Matt likes older women. Rand has been traveling with Lady Selene, a Kyrianan noble whom he rescued from a terrible fate. Their relationship has become romantic.
Okay, question there. Are we going to see the rescue? It sounds like this has already happened.
No, the rescue happened already. Sometimes I'm being specifically vague, so I could just say, like, I was right. I said there was going to be a terrible thing that almost happened to her. Okay. Their relationship has become romantic. Selene knows he can channel, but he is too afraid to try since he cannot yet control his power. Egwene and Nynaeve are novices in the tower.
Wait, I'm sorry. You said Selene sees him channel?
She knows he can channel, but he's like trying not to channel.
How does she know he can channel? There's a lot of assumptions already going on into this first episode.
A lot of what?
Assumptions.
He's
a lot of stuff's already happened before this episode started.
They've talked about it.
He talks about channeling to her?
I guess. Yeah, sure. Yes. They've been together a long time, 2 months.
Oh, so he's been traveling with her for 2 months?
That's what I said. Yeah, they've been together
from the very beginning. He found her like right out of the blight. He ran into her?
Yeah.
Okay.
The second day.
2 months.
Okay. He's not in the blight.
He was in the blight.
He never went in the blight. He left the blight. He didn't stay in the blight.
That's what I'm saying. When he left the blight, he ran into her like right away.
Well, she was planning this.
Oh.
Spoiler alert.
Oh.
Okay. Egwene and Nynaeve are novices in the tower. Nynaeve's power, however, is beyond anything they have seen in years. The two women meet Elaine and Gowan Tracan, royals of Andor, as they arrive at the tower for the first time. Elaine is shocked that they don't know who she is, as they are her royal subjects. We meet Shiriam and Sileane and other Aes Sedai, Alana, Yasika, in these scenes.
Oh, Yasika. Good
call.
I'm just
throwing her in there. I have to try to think of everything we know. Moiraine and Lan arrive at a small house outside the city of Cairhien. Moiraine visits with a I spelled retired wrong, and it's going to irk me. Sorry. I can't spell. A retired Aes Sedai, Adelaus or Vandine, who helps her research what has happened to her. In her research, Moiraine also discovers that they have not killed the Dark One, but freed Shamael by breaking the seal. 2 Murdral attack the house, and the older Aes Sedai and the 2 warders take them down. That's the end of episode 1. So this stuff isn't in like specific. It's not like the order it happens. I did like everybody's storyline.
So yeah, I was about to say. So we're just really hitting the main group people's story, the main 5 storylines in episode 1, except for the Dark Friend Social.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have other people in the later on.
Gotcha. I'm trying to think if I have any additional questions for you. I don't think so. I think that's a solid episode. That's kind of how I'm leaning towards it, but I think I might have pushed some other stuff ahead or back.
I don't love all my cold opens. I'm not 100%. I tried to use the ones that we did at WoTCon, and like I couldn't make them all fit. So I don't love them all, but whatever. I'm gonna go with what I have. Okay. Oh, that was A Taste of Solitude. I said that. Okay, so episode 2 is called Strangers and Friends. So the cold open is an Elias backstory. So it shows him being cast out of the White Tower. And what did I do? Hold on. My friggin' computer. Sorry. So cast out of the White Tower. His Aes Sedai severs their bond. I think that happens, right? Basically how terrible everybody treated him when they found out what he was. The trail for the horn has gone. All right, this again isn't in the same order. The trail for the horn has gone cold. The Shienarans contact a known wolf brother, Elias, to help them continue the hunt. Elias immediately recognizes Perrin for what he is, but Perrin initially pushes back on accepting it.
I'm sorry, did you say the title of this episode?
Yeah, Strangers and Friends.
Okay, sorry.
Okay. the group comes across a Murdral nailed to a door. Matt escapes from his room by digging a hole in the wall. He goes into Tarvalon and has a drink in a bar and meets Min. Min tells him he will do something heroic and that he will need to save his friends. She also tells him that she's met his friends and that Egwene and Nynaeve are in the tower. Matt stays to gamble a bit and hits a lucky streak.
So how does Min know who Matt is?
I don't know. She sees a vision and she just knows.
Okay.
I don't know. Okay. Rand and Selene arrive in Cairhien. Rand hears that the Amerlin seat has been traveling around with the gentled false dragon, Logain. Rand visits with him where he is being kept in some sort of hospital and talks to him about how to control the power. When Rand gets back to the inn, Selene is gone.
So episode 2, Rand's in...
I was waiting to see if you're going to say anything.
So episode 2, they're in Cairhien.
Yes.
Very early on. We get an early Cairhien. Okay.
Yep. I'm telling you, this is what I've been told from our sources, that this Logain scene is taking place early on. That's where it is.
You're going with Kikieri?
I'm going, of course. How can I not go with Kikieri?
I know, it feels foolish not to go with Kikieri,
I know,
but
right?
I don't
Yeah.
think I'm going to go with her.
She knows things.
She does.
Okay. Varen Sedai of the Brown Aja returns to the tower after a long time away. Egwene admits to her that she has been having strange prophetic dreams, and Varen tells her about dreaming, capital D. She gives Egwene a dream ter'angreal and tells her to keep it secret.
Wow.
Nynaeve's power is put on display yet again. Shiriam discusses it with Leane and whether something can be done about it with Swan being away from the tower. Does Swan have to go to all the accepted tests?
She's
to be there? That's what I was.
She's usually there at the end, right? She might not be there for the beginning of the test, but she's there at the end of the test.
Okay, so I'm saying they're like talking about it.
But is that the Aes Sedai test or is that the accepted test as well?
Oh, I don't know. That's why I was like, I'm not sure if like they can do it if she's not there, but they're gonna do it anyway. Obviously,
I don't remember. Okay.
I just wanted to put a Leane.
I don't have a problem with her not being there for the.
Oh, and like does like Leane is in Nynaeve's accepted test because we see her in the trailer, but she doesn't go with Swan.
That's what you're saying. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh, damn it. Okay.
Is that what you're saying?
Okay. But yeah. Okay. So Logain is not with Swan then in yours.
I didn't say that either.
Okay. Let's see. All right. Moraine and Lan arrive in Cairhien. Moraine hears that Swan is here and wonders how she will tell her she has lost Rand. We see a flashback of young Moraine and Swan. Patton Fane and his group of Trollocs present the horn to Ishamael.
Okay, hold on. Back up. I'm starting to get into it. I feel like as the episodes go on, I'm going to be stopping anymore. So Swan gets to Cairhien before Moraine.
Yes.
So why does Swan go to Cairhien then?
Because she's traveling around with Logain, showing him off to all the cities.
I get that as a cover for going to see Moraine, but if I don't
maybe she's
buy
looking
it.
for Moraine.
I don't.
So
she's just gonna travel around with Logain looking for Moraine. I don't buy it as she was just.
So maybe it is a cover then, but we just don't know that it's a cover. Like we find out later. I can add that in if you want me to.
But no, what I'm saying is, but Swan gets there first. You have Swan getting there as if she knew Moraine was going there.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, Joe. This isn't an exact science.
I'm not saying it is.
Sometimes I have to just make things happen because they happen. I don't know.
I'm just asking questions.
Okay. Okay, so Patton Fane and his group of Trollocs present the horn to Ishamael.
So episode 2,
what happened to the Murdral?
Where does this happen? Where does this take place?
I'm
sorry.
I don't know. Amnesia.
So episode 2, Fane's.
Let me look at my map. I don't know. I can't forget about like getting to farm. I don't know. None of this makes any sense. Over here. No, that's too far.
So Fane's already in Amnesia. Okay.
No. I'm sorry. I lied. Wait. Let me see. It's happening in close to the farm. It's happening near farm.
Okay. So Fane's already gotten that far.
Yes.
I would say, right, maybe he used a waygate or what. But
Yeah,
then
well, let's see what happens.
where does the
Maybe
door draw fit in
Ooh.
this if he's gotten, or if he's already there? That's pretty far away. And
the door draw's been there for a while. He didn't just do it. You don't see him doing it. They just find the murder draw there.
But I guess, all right, what I was going to say, how far do they travel? Like, where do they get in the waygate? That they get the farm? Like, that's the question, I guess.
You'll
but,
see when they get in the waygate. It's coming.
It doesn't seem like the Shanarans should be that far behind them, which means Perrin and
But the
them
Shanarans
should be-
were dead when last we saw them. So let's
That's
just
true.
see.
They need to regroup. That's true. They need to regroup.
And we have to meet Lord. They don't even know Lord Ringtone.
So
Well, they do.
So Shamael gets the horn. So Fane gives Shamael the horn in episode 2.
Episode 2.
Contrary to Fane changing in the books, not go doing what Shamael wants him to do purposefully and doing his own thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. The reason why in the books he nails the merge to the door
Right. It's because he
Is-
doesn't want to give.
because he doesn't want to give it. But this is like the
Just fucking wants to. That's
Well,
fine.
it-
I just want to nail this merge to the door.
No,
because that's fun.
No, because if the Dark Friend Social took place in Amadisia, then it makes sense that Fane gives him the horn in Amadisia, or he might have already given him the horn, right? Wouldn't he have already given him the horn at the point of the Dark Friend Social if he had the horn?
You're right. How did he get? That's why it's pissing me off. The Dark Friend Social is supposed to take place like in a dream, not in an actual.
Well, I think it takes
physical
place in
location.
I think it takes place in Ishamael's fortress in the Blight, maybe.
I don't know. You're
But
right.
anyway, it doesn't really matter because he could still do the same thing and create like whatever gateways for them to get there. But if Fane's in with the Shamael in the very beginning of the season, why hasn't he given him the? Or maybe he's already given him the horn at this point.
Don't make it better.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
I'm just
I don't know.
questioning. I'm bringing up questions.
I never thought about that.
Okay,
I'm just gonna say I'll cut Pat and Fane out, but I can't.
Go
I saw
ahead.
that he's there. God damn it!
continue.
All right, whatever.
continue.
Fine. It's wrong. The whole thing. Just toss it
No,
out.
no, I'm trying to.
Okay.
Well, I think.
I know. I'm
I
not
think-
mad. I'm just kidding.
I was hoping that, I don't know if you were, Tom, that you were taking notes during this and being like, we're trying, and then like we can at some point at the end, like try to piece everything together with all the holes we poked into each other's and fill in all those gaps and
I
create
did
season
not
2.
take notes last week.
Good. I didn't either, and I'm not going to take notes next week. So go ahead, Jen. Continue,
But I was
please.
hoping that you were.
I was hoping I should have hired somebody to take notes.
So maybe
If only there was a way to hear this again.
Find out what we said. It's gone forever.
Pat and Fane didn't feel like bringing he didn't want to bring the horn to the Dark Friend Social because he
Right.
didn't want everybody to know that he had it.
Why?
You
He's
don't
got-
want to blow that up.
Why?
Well,
Because
he
like
could've given it to
everybody
him
has their
surreptitiously.
own plots going
He
on.
didn't have to give it to him in front of everybody. He could have called the Shamael over to
I
the
got
side
this thing
and
that
said,
he wanted. Just
I have this luggage,
yeah.
Yeah.
sir.
Sir, you wanted-
Wheeling luggage behind him?
you wanted to borrow my luggage for your trip? Here it is.
Wait.
I know. I got that. Was
And then
the-
Shamael just gives it to the Seanchan because that makes sense. But we'll get to that. Go ahead.
Yeah, he's going to in the next episode. Okay.
Go ahead.
So the end. Okay, so he tells Fane he's pleased and he has new orders for him. Okay,
Very different
the
from
end
the
of
ones he gave him in the first episode.
they are. He got the horn already. That's
Okay.
it. Well, the first episode, he was whispering, "How's the horn thing going?
Yes.
Get the horn to me. Thanks. Go."
Yes.
Okay.
He
He said, "I'll give it to you.
Hay.
I'll give it to you next episode."
The Trollocs are holding it for me. Okay.
Okay.
Maigan, the head of the Blue Aja, and other Aes Sedai are surrounded by Seanchan soldiers. Damane and Sildame approach them threateningly. Okay, so that's probably the end of episode 2. Okay, episode 3, What Might Be. Cold open, the White Cloaks. Jeffrem Bornhold is receiving reports about the Seanchan on the west coast and is preparing to march there. His son, new White Cloak Captain Dane Bornhold, is eager to prove his worth. Valda is there too, although he balks about seeing battle. Jeffrem sends Dane and Valda ahead with their own contingent of soldiers. I'm just going to pause after everything I say because I know after every section, I'll just wait.
I was thinking it would be cool if every second episode of the season was a White Cloak cold open.
I know, it could be, but
I like the White Cloaks. I like bringing them in here. I think I would have brought them in though earlier, just as a remember these people kind of thing. I feel like the White Cloaks obviously aren't going to be in every episode. How many episodes do you think the White Cloaks are going to be in?
I have them in 2 episodes.
So this
no,
is this
I lied.
episode in
I
the
lied.
end?
3 episodes.
Okay. Tom, do you
I had
remember?
them in 3 or 4.
Yeah.
I have them in. Okay, I have this
Okay.
one and then 2 more. But this is the episode where they're in, so that's why I did the White Cloaks.
Do they
so
all-
this next scene has them too, but it would take place later.
Is there
in
any
the
kind
episode,
of
obviously.
poultry being eaten in this scene?
No.
Okay.
I could add that in though if you want.
No, I'm just kidding. Just asking for a friend.
Okay,
It's a
so-
frog this time.
Perrin and the Shinarans come across Dane's White Cloaks, who have captured a female Aiel. Ingtar wants to continue, but Perrin stops to free her, and together they kill a lot of the White Cloaks. Elias also dies in the fight. Valda recognizes Perrin before they get away. The Aiel's name is Avienda, and she says she has tow to him before she disappears. Later, Elias appears to Perrin in a dream as a wolf named Hopper.
So how much training does Wolf Dream training does Perrin get before Elias goes? Not much.
He's
Right?
going to get Wolf Dream training in the Wolf Dream.
But I mean, like he doesn't learn. So most of the learning about being a wolf brother and the wolf is going to happen post. It's going to happen
That's
in the
what
dream.
I think.
Okay.
I mean, he talks like I said. I can't. These things are fleshed out more than we're gonna say. Like he talks to him about it, and he's like, "I know what you are," and he's, so maybe there's more in that conversation, and then probably before he dies, he's a little bit more, but not like. I picture him being in the literal dream with the wolf and training from there on out.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Matt returns to the tower to save, in quotations, Egwene and Nynaeve. Egwene tells him they are fine. He comes across Warder's training and embarrasses Gowan with a quarterstaff, which he takes with him. Nynaeve takes and passes her accepted test.
Wait a
Egwene
second.
almost.
I'm sorry.
What?
I have to stop you.
And
So-
let me just finish this section.
no, I have
I'm
to
gonna
stop
give
you
you
here. I can't. So Matt escapes from the tower, but then goes back there and hangs out for a while.
He's not
I'm sorry.
really. I don't think that anyone knows, like anyone's caring that he's there except Leandrin.
But why would he go back there?
It's because Egwene and Nynaeve are there, and he's
Okay.
trying to save them.
Okay, but then why does he hang out to fight Gowan in the water?
He does.
quarters?
He's just walking past, and then I just pictured a whole scene in my head, like the same scene, but
Yeah.
he's like,
Well,
you're not doing that right. And then Gowan getting all pissy, and then he just embarrasses him and walks
Okay.
away. I don't know. Whatever. There's other stuff I need him to do in the tower. Okay? It doesn't matter.
I don't know.
Leandrin's bad. Okay. Nobody else cares that he's there. Swan's not there. I really honestly don't think anybody else cares that he's there.
Okay.
Except Leandrin. Okay. I feel like he walks around the tower. I guess
He's allowed to though. He's
and
not
they
being
came
held.
back.
He's
Right,
not being held
right.
prisoner.
Right,
in the
he's
book.
there to be healed in the
Yeah.
books.
Well, he is. He's not allowed to leave. They keep telling him he can't leave.
Yeah, but I mean, that's not like they would use force. I don't think to keep him there. I think they're just kind of psychologically telling him he can't leave.
Oh, doesn't he walk and they say you can't leave? They're not allowed to leave until he gets the letter that says he's allowed to leave.
He's not allowed to leave the city.
Okay. All
He's
right,
able to
so
leave the
whatever.
tower. It's just he can't leave the city.
Okay. Well, in my version, this is what happens.
Okay.
Okay. Nynaeve takes and passes her accepted test. Which obviously I'm not going to flesh out that whole thing, but Egwene almost kills Nynaeve by bringing her dream Tirangreal into the testing room.
Oh. So Egwene's
know
in
how.
the
I
acceptance
don't know
test
how.
chamber?
I think she goes in. I think she goes into the room
I think he needs
like,
to cut that part out.
to see what's going on. No, that's all I have. I don't
That's,
flesh that
that's
out.
very
at all.
far-fetched.
I just think that would be fun.
Wait.
You glossed over her accepted test. I'm sure that's enough to fill up that.
You yada the
Yeah.
best part of the episode.
Yeah.
What? What do I have? That's what happens.
She's like,
That's
Nynaeve,
what happens.
Nynaeve takes and passes her accepted test. Egwene brings in the dream Tirangreal to the accepted test.
Sneaks
and,
in
sneaks
to
in
like the huge safe room.
and almost kills Nynaeve
He
with her
just
dream
walks in.
Tirangreal.
They're all looking at the rings.
She just walks
Locked.
in. Oh, I'm sorry.
It is. There's a big wheel block on it.
Well, they left it open.
It's expressly locked.
No,
Oh God.
gets in. Maybe somebody lets her in because they want some shit to go down. Oh, they're in there. Just go right in. Go ahead, go in. Right? There's a couple of bad people in that tower. That's all I'm gonna say about that. More than two. Okay. Moraine and Lance stay with Moraine's sister. Shut up.
I'm sorry.
We get a background on Laman's sin and Moraine's past as a Damodred. Moraine visits Swan, who tells her that Rand is here, but they cannot control him. Moraine does not listen.
I'm sorry. Swan tells Moraine that Rand is there, or Moraine tells Rand?
Because Swan heard that Rand visited Logain, so she knows that he's there. So she tells Moraine that he's here. He's in the city somewhere.
What episode are we in? Are we in episode 3 still?
3.
Oh my God. Wow. So much has happened already. But I
was wondering which episode would be the episode like that Jen did, where she packed.
No, they're all the same length of type.
They were all that episode.
Yeah, but you also did like Nynaeve's acceptance test was literally like five words, and that's probably going to take up like 10 minutes of an episode.
Well,
I know, 15 minutes
but
of an episode.
Whatever.
There's
more. That's not the end of the episode.
Okay, keep going.
Okay. Rand looks for Celine, but no one in Cairhien knows who she is. He has a dream about her where she's convincing him to channel. Celine becomes a Shamael who says he is waiting for Rand in Falm. Rand wakes up with fire coming out of his hands and almost burns down his room before putting it out. Moraine appears in his room and he attacks her before realizing she is really there.
Two different. I've broken down the footage on that.
2 different scenes.
Those are 2 different scenes, because the scene where he chokes Moraine is the same scene that we saw from the BTS of him sitting in what I call the crib. Because it's got the blood on his neck, just like he does in that scene where he's choking Moraine. He's wearing a different outfit. When he has his hands burned, he's wearing a different outfit than when he's
So he took off his jacket because it was burned a little bit.
No. He has the white shirt on in the one where he has the fire. When he wakes up with the fire, he doesn't have the white shirt on. The shirt which was under the coat.
He couldn't have changed his clothes.
So he wakes up, almost lights a fire, changes his clothes.
Well, maybe he burns his clothes.
Doesn't he wake up with no shirt on? Does he have no shirt on when he wakes up?
No, he has a shirt on. He has that.
He has no shirt on when he's looking out the window, moody like.
Yes, that's a different scene. It's different. I think it's 2 different scenes.
I'm going to disagree with you.
Okay,
and keep going.
It's a different bed as well. So then presumably that crib is a large bed, like a fancy bed. Yes. I think that's when he moves. I think he eventually moves into like a nicer inn.
Oh, I have that.
But that's what that is, because if you look at the bed that he wakes up from, it's different than the bed he's mulling. He's like,
so he's choking her in the fancy inn, is what you're saying?
Yes.
How does he get the blood? Well, we'll find out next week in Joe's.
That doesn't happen in mine.
Why he gets the bloody neck after he's moved into fancy digs.
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe he doesn't move. I'm just saying it's not the same bed. That's all I'm saying. It's not the same room.
There's not 2 beds in the room. Maybe there could be 2 beds.
Oh, he's fancy.
I don't think there's 2 beds in the shack, in the wicker shack that he's in.
Yeah.
He's not in a wicker shack. He's in an inn.
I'm just saying it's a wicker shack because of all of the slats and the holes in the walls and whatnot.
Yeah.
That's in the foregate. That's why. Okay. Lady Sorath of the Shantran introduces Ashamael to Lord Turak. Ashamael presents him with the horn. I don't know why. Like, I guess Turak doesn't know. That's why. Because Turak doesn't know that Ashamael is the Forsaken.
I don't think he walks around telling people. Yeah.
No, he
Turak's
probably
good.
doesn't. So Ashamael's trying to get in Turak's good graces.
Yeah, he's giving Turak the horn.
It's very Ashamael-like thing to do.
Hang out in. Are you being sarcastic?
Yes. Being subservient, kissing ass. Ashamael would never kiss ass.
He just wants to hang out in Shanshan.
Whose ass does Ashamael ever kiss?
I'm gonna let this guy.
This guy's Hawkwing. That's how he became his advisor. Changed him to hating the Aes Sedai and convinced him to send his son across the sea.
But he didn't.
Like he does this every time he comes back. He goes, he finds somebody in power.
I think at this point in the story,
becomes
he's
their advisor,
batshit
and he
crazy
twists them
though.
to evil.
I feel like
He doesn't seem crazy at all in the Dark Friends Social.
No, in the show, he doesn't seem as crazy. But I mean, I guess that's what we're talking about. I mean, by this time though, I feel like in the story, in the line of the age, he's batshit crazy at this point. Like I get your Tom. Like early on, he's scheming and manipulating because he's probably got a little bit more sanity. But by this point, I think he's just about over the edge. But okay, I mean, I don't like. Is she being subservient to a Shanshan High Lord who's not
really being subservient?
I think he's
just trying to
pretending
get
to
in his
be
good
subservient.
graces.
Yeah, well, that's what I
Yeah.
mean. He's pretending to be
Yeah.
subservient. Even pretending, I think, is a stretch for Shamael at this point. But okay,
Well, let's see how well it goes.
Well, Turok might just think he's like,
why does he give it to Turok
he's-
and not? Oh, because Turok's the one in charge at this point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Okay. Episode 4, Damane. Cold open. I think it's 1,000 years ago, but I could be off on the timing.
Wait,
1,000 years ago.
What episode are we
what?
up to?
4.
4 is
Episode 4.
Damane?
Yeah.
Okay.
1,000 years ago, Arthur Hawkwing
I
sends his
thought
children
I
across
missed an
the
episode.
sea. He tells them when the time is right, they will return and take their places as rulers of this land. It was 1,000 years ago, right? Something like that?
yeah. Wait,
Arthur
so
Hawkwing?
you're gonna have Hawkwing in the cold open?
Yes.
No, Hawkwing was he 2,000 years ago?
When does he send them across the sea? 2,000 years ago?
I think Hawkwing's 2,000 years ago. Oop. I have to go back to my our history.
All right, it's fine. Doesn't really matter. A couple thousand years ago. Hawkwing sent- okay.
Many hundreds of years ago.
Many.
years ago.
XTX. What is- XTX years ago.
yes.
Okay. Perrin admits to Ingtar that he is also a wolf brother. Without can't even read this. With the help of some local wolves. Perrin follows the trail to a waygate. Loyal explains they can go through the ways without channeling and helps them find an access key in the shape of a leaf. After exiting the waygate outside Falm, the group takes a rest in a small village. That night, the village is attacked by Shanshan. The next morning, Lady Surath arrives with the Shamael at her side. Any channelers are captured as Damane, but their men are allowed to leave after swearing oaths. Loyal is taken as a slave. Did we talk about why? I think we talked about this. Why Shamael lets Perrin leave this situation?
Well, yeah, we talked about the possibility.
No, okay. So he does. He's playing a long game here, I guess. I don't know. But so that's that thing. Nobody any comments before I move on?
No.
Okay. Matt, this one I totally made up. Matt feels drawn to a room in the tower. He finds the dagger inside and fights the urge to pick it up. Leandrin enters, it's her room, and tells him he could do great things with the dagger if he only chose to. Matt still declines, so Leandrin traps him in air and leaves with the dagger.
Okay. All right.
Why not? Okay.
Let's
I
roll with it.
You guys are gonna. Okay, so I feel like I don't want you to feel like I'm being mean by picking it. But it's just fun to do.
No, it's fine.
When
Pick
you
at
get
it.
when you hear my breakdown, you're gonna be laughing hysterical and poking giant holes in it because I've got some bizarre stuff in there already. So
Okay.
go ahead.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something. I thought you were prefacing something mean. You were gonna
So with that being said, this is all trap. No.
Okay. Okay, so Moraine and Lan take Rand to a better inn. The people of Kyrien believe he is a lord and have begun sending him invitations to visit their homes. Lan trains Rand with the sword and gives him some other lessons too about being a man. Okay.
What are these other lessons? What's involved in these other lessons about being
You know
a man?
what they are. All the things he says to him.
Teaches him how
Nothing
to
else.
fuck, like he fucks.
Wait.
He
Did any man in your life take the time to teach you how to fuck? Because
That's a
I
good
want to be
point.
clear, that didn't happen to me.
Touche.
What's the last time
What
Lan
is
had sex?
then? What does you know
well,
mean?
actually, it wasn't that long ago.
Jen
One
was
time.
insinuating it was something
Before that.
sexual.
No, I wasn't at all. As I read it, I knew you were going to take it that way.
But you said no.
But he
You
said,
said
like,
you
if
know what it means. Like
No,
No, you'd be like all
Like,
the toxic, like
die on your feet or whatever. What's the
Yeah.
line he says?
duty is heavier than a mountain.
Yeah.
You know,
If you have to face it on your feet, whatever it is, face it on your feet, whatever.
okay, it's like the scene in the beginning of The Great Hunt when him and
Yes,
Lionel
yes. Because now
training and
he's
these.
going to. Maureen brings Ram before Swan.
Do you think that scene with that the clips we got of Lan practicing with a sword shirtless? You think Rand's there? We just didn't see him.
Maybe. I hope they're both shirtless. Just shirtless.
and then he teaches them about what it's like to be a man while they're shirtless.
He sheathes the sword.
He sheathes his sword inside. All right, I'm going to stop there.
Okay. Stop. We have 4 more episodes. Moraine brings Ram before Swan. I'm crying. Who reiterates how important he is, and if possible, makes him feel even worse about being the dragon. Okay. Leandrin tells Egwene and Nynaeve that their friends have all been captured by dark friends and need their help. Egwene and Nynaeve follow her in the night, and Elaine tags along. When they come through the ways on the other side, the Chantren are waiting for them. Leandrin, Nynaeve, and Elaine get away, but Egwene is captured and collared as a demane. That's episode 4. Oh my god.
is that the end of the episode, or
Yeah, that's the end. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that probably is the end. They're not all like in order, but okay.
So do you have? I'm just curious now. This is like, do you have Leandrin clearly lying at this point?
To us
To
or to them?
Do we know
Like
it's
in
Well, clear to
do
the
we know?
audience. Obviously, it's not clear
Yes,
to
we
them.
know
They would-
because she like has the dagger and
So you're
Oh,
gonna,
that's
like,
right. We've seen
this has
her
already been 100% reveal at this point. She's bad,
like not just a jerk off, but like evil.
like evil. like a
something's
dark-
going on.
Well, she
Yeah.
she
We don't know
taunted Matt with the
100%.
dagger
Like,
already.
Yeah, she
So, like,
taunted
is this going to
Matt.
be like something where people could still think, oh, she has gotten information that they've been captured, or is she outright lying to them at this point?
Like, does the viewer know this? Right? I mean, I would assume if
I don't know because I say later that like it's like a surprise, but maybe it's not.
if she's taunted Matt already with the dagger. I mean, did you put the scene in already with her walking in Tarvalon? Like, is that part of this?
Well, I'm not sure if that's like her walk. I was thinking that could be like her walking out
So
and like looking back at them, like when they're leaving to go to the lake.
oh, okay.
You know, like she doesn't want anybody to see her leaving.
That
because
makes
she's
sense.
Taking these kids out of the tower. So it could be that. But yeah.
Okay, so
I just tried to think of every scene and fit it somewhere. Like it could be something that I said.
I like
Hopefully I got everything. But
I like the idea of the audience not knowing Leandrin's Black Aja yet or evil yet. Even when she takes them to they get captured because it's like you wouldn't see, or they don't need to show the viewer like Leandrin could just be surprised and be like, oh shit, this is an ambush, we're getting ambushed.
well,
and
Leandrin's
run.
running. Like I think in the book she just like talks to Surath right there, right?
Yeah, she does. She says,
But
I
like
made the
in
deal or
this, I
something,
think
the
that she
bargain.
would run so that Nynaeve and Elaine still don't know that you know what I mean? Like, and then later she's gonna be talking to Surath separately, not in front of everybody. So she'll run and pretend like she didn't know. But yeah, we already did see her with Matt, so you definitely know something's up.
Okay, episode 5.
Episode 5, Dias Daimar. So I had to shoehorn this in. Cold open, Aiel attacking Kyrian during the Aiel War. I had to get that in somewhere. Okay.
Arian decides to blow up its own gates for some reason.
Yeah. There was nothing else that could have been done.
Just makes no sense.
Maybe the Aiel blew up the gate, but then it backfired on them. No, that doesn't make sense either. Let's just move on. Okay, so Perrin starts getting depressed again. Elias is dead, Loyal is a slave, and they're no closer to finding the horn. Avienda and her company of Aiel are incredibly fast and catch up and join Perrin's camp. Avienda speaks to him about Ji'ito. So they could have caught up. Probably they couldn't have, but maybe. Okay, Varen finds Matt trapped in Leandrin's room and frees him. She tells him that his friends and Leandrin are missing from the tower. This is all made up. Matt says he's this is stupid too. Matt says he's able to sense where Leandrin has gone.
What? You really reaching on this one.
He can sense where the dagger is now. So Varen says she'll accompany him. She knows that he is Taviran. While waiting for Varen, Matt runs into Gowan, who is frantically looking for his sister. Matt tells Gowan he has no idea where she is. As Matt and Varen leave the tower, they see Min, who says she doesn't want to, but she's supposed to go with them.
Sure.
Why not?
So I have a question about Matt.
I just enjoy Gowan being like really upset and Matt just being like, I don't know, leave me alone.
Go away.
I don't know where she is.
I have a question about Matt. If he senses the dagger, are you saying he's not fully healed from it, or separated?
He's not fully healed, but I don't know why.
So when does he get fully
healed? He
healed?
just started sensing it when she brought it into the tower.
Maybe he sensed it already. You could write that in there.
Yeah.
Faint sense to
I
it.
guess.
So when does he get healed then? Fully healed?
Voidian.
So I don't know if it's happening. I don't know if it's happening yet at the end of this. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I don't think so. I don't have it here, but I was thinking about it earlier, but yeah, I don't have that yet. So he has to still go get it, I guess. Okay.
Get it.
Go get it.
He can get it.
Boy.
Where are we? Okay. Lan continues to train Rand with the sword. Rand has another dream about Ishamael. He tells Moraine he's supposed to face him in Falm. Moraine's cousin Barthanes has a waygate on his grounds that they can use to get to Falm if Rand can channel to open it. Rand says he will try, and Moraine prepares him for a party at Barthanes' manor by teaching him about Dias Daimar.
Are they going to the party because
that's their way to get to the waygate?
That's their way to get
Yes.
Because
Yes.
why doesn't Moraine just say, I'm going to use your waygate, or just go to her cousin's house and use the waygate without like the party?
I don't know, because their cousin's a dark friend. I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe because she doesn't really she's not like besties with her family.
But she would go to the party.
She's gonna go to the party and then they're gonna
Reluctantly.
sneak out. They're not gonna use the waygate in front of everyone.
Barthanes invited her and she feels like, she's obligated
maybe he
to
invited
go.
Rand.
Yeah.
And she's just going.
Okay. She's his plus
You're
one.
gonna do the best Irish goodbye ever.
Well, okay. Okay. Egwene begins her training as a Damane. Her soul dame Rena calls her Tuli, treats her like a pet, and pushes her almost past her limits. In the Damani housing, Egwene recognizes Maigan, although also collared. Maigan refuses to say her true name. Okay. Nynaeve and Elaine are hiding out in the city. They do not get along very well and disagree on the best way to free Egwene. Leandrin has a meeting with Surath and sees Surath's brand new Ogier slave, Loyal. Then I wrote, surprise, Leandrin's a dark friend, and this was all a ruse. Surath calls her Marith Damani and says she would be collared also, if not for Ishamael being against it. Ishamael appears and takes the dagger from Leandrin.
Okay.
It's an interesting journey this dagger's taking.
It has to be in a certain spot when I want it to.
It's like the movie $20. It's the movie just follows a $20 bill.
Yeah.
Isn't there one? Isn't there one about a gun too as a TV show?
Oh, is it a TV show? Yeah.
Wouldn't someone pledged to the Dark One have a huge problem touching the knife?
Yeah, it's called Padden Fane.
Why?
Yeah, well, Padden Fane's crazy, and he's also possessed by.
Why do they have a huge problem? Because they know.
Because the evil of Shadow Logoth is the antithesis of the evil of the Dark One, and they repel each other.
Yeah, right. Wouldn't Leandrin turn into
Ishamael too? The same.
He more probably than anybody else, but he channels the true power.
I don't know. We never.
Not now. He doesn't channel the true power.
Not as much as he does later on, I guess. But
that's a great question.
I'm asking.
What would happen if one of the
Forsaken? No, I'm asking that question.
No, I don't
that's
know.
like a meta. That's a metaphysical question. Like, what would happen if? Yeah, what would happen if Ishamael had the dagger?
All right. All of our listeners who are really into the metaphysics here, back me up if I'm right or tell me if I'm off base on this. Wouldn't there be some sort of wouldn't it be even harder for a true true blue, hardcore Dark Friend believer, someone who's really pledged their soul to the Dark One to handle the dagger. I'm not saying that this is the problem with Jen's thing or not. This is
But
just
don't
in my
forget,
head.
it's not tainted. He also channels untainted Sidene, right? The Dark One gives him access. All the male Forsaken have access to untainted Sidene.
That's true.
So there's not the taint. So what if that has something to do with it?
It's just that the dagger is the Shadow Logoth dagger. It repels,
yeah,
like evil.
it
of
repels the
One.
Dark One's evil.
Right.
What if it's wrapped in a cloth?
Oh, that's okay then.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
then if it's wrapped in a cloth, why didn't you say so?
That's a horse of a different color.
Okay, continue, Jen.
Okay. Where am I? Okay, that's it. So that was episode 5.
Okay, episode 6.
Episode 6. Eyes without pity. Okay, I don't like this cold open either, but child Moraine with her sister learning some manipulation tactics. Moraine is surprisingly good. Okay. Perrin spends time in the wolf dream with Hopper, honing his wolf skills. Due to the influence of Hopper and the Aiel, Perrin begins to forgive himself for the violence he has done. He finds out that both Loyal and the Horn are in Falm, and the groups work together on a plan to get them both back. Varen takes Matt and Min through the ways, with Matt having to overcome his fear and guilt before entering. When they arrive at Falm, Varen says they will need to hide out. Min takes them to an inn owned by her 2 aunts.
Min's aunts have an inn in Falm?
They
Why
moved
not?
from Tarvalon.
They want
Where
to...
was Min staying in Tarvalon?
She has her own house. I don't know. Who cares?
Apparently she
Who cares?
she got a
Where
job.
was she staying in Shinar? Doesn't matter.
She got another job as a bartender from what Jen
Right.
said.
She works at a bar again, and then now she has family in Falm, so she has to go there. Her aunts moved out west.
I have a question. I want to
They're
know.
old. They wanted to get one more climb.
Carpet
They're
baggers.
snowbirds.
Yeah.
What?
How does Varen channel to use the gate? She would channel, right? Do you think Varen maybe?
Yes.
Okay, she doesn't use the trefoil leaf.
No, Varen knows how to get through the ways because she's a dark friend.
And Leandrin also channeled to get through the way. So nobody's used a trefoil leaf at this point.
How did Leandrin in the book, like, she just knows how to get through because, like, she has information to get through, like, because she's a dark friend? Is that... That's
No,
what
I think a lot of people know about the trefoil leaf isn't like a lost secret.
like to get through the ways, to like find your way in.
Oh, weren't like the dark friends like marking up things in the ways? Like
Okay,
remember like the Trollocs or something? Like
Okay.
they were making markings on the stones to...
Yeah, Loyal used the trefoil leaf. The Shanarans went through a waygate.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
But
missed that.
Leandrin and Varen can get through on their own.
Yeah.
That's my logic.
Yeah, they're saying in chat, and this is my memory too, is that Leandra just has a map and like a bunch of notes about how to go, especially where she's going.
Okay.
And that's how they get through.
I don't know how much of the ways we're like gonna really see.
Like you just might see them go in and then come out.
Yeah, like I don't think we're gonna see like. I mean, this probably isn't gonna happen on the show, but if it did, I don't think we would see every character traveling through the ways.
If the Tweeter cast has any say in this, I'm sure we will.
As long as you see them coming out and going in, he'll be happy.
Yeah. Wait gate's important.
Wait gates, not the ways.
Waygate point.
Okay. Rand attends the party at Barthanes' manor as Lord Rand of Andor. Halfway through the party, Trollocs come and start attacking the guests. Why am I laughing? Led by Pan Fane. Under threat of death, Rand channels to open the waygate. I said I wasn't going to do this, but I'm doing it. But something appears different. As Rand, Lan, and Moraine step through the waygate, they're flickered across many different versions of their
Jen, you
lives.
did it. So wait a second. I want to stop here for a second. So Padden Fane goes to Amadecia for the Dark Friend Social, gives the horn to Shamael, then goes all the way back to Kyrien.
Gives the horn to Shamael in near Falm. I don't know. He's using waygates, I guess. Sure.
So he goes to Amadecia for the Dark Friend Social. Next episode goes to Falm.
Well, goes back.
to
Goes
give
back. then goes to
Wait,
Fox.
is it Shamael like channeling gateways for people though? Like
He
he
could
has
if
to
he
be,
wants
could.
to.
right?
He
I mean,
could
like
be, yeah.
you can't expect everybody to like travel to Amadicia. Like,
He does in the book. There's gateways
There are
back to where you were
gateways.
from.
Yeah.
so
Okay.
he
So
gateways back.
he sends him
ends
back
up in
to
Farm.
Carienne. Why does he go to
Right.
Carienne to hunt Rand?
Because that was his he told me he had new orders for him.
What were his new orders? Or
But
was
I
it-
don't
was
know
it coming?
how if
I want you to go to a party
And ruin
and
it.
crash it with Trollocs.
Chris.
no, well maybe Barthanis.
He's hunting
Reached
Rand. Just say
out.
he's hunting Rand. He goes there to hunt Rand. He's
But I was gonna say that, but
Okay.
now in retrospect, you said that in Dark Friend Social, Rand was hiding and Shamael didn't know where he was.
But Fane has so does Fane have that connection where he can kind of sniff Rand out like he does in the books?
I don't. We've never gotten anything of that in the show.
I mean, there's no connection between Rand and Fane at all at this point,
Right, there isn't.
except that he's been tasked forever for whatever 20 years or 10 years, whatever it was, to find him.
Unless Barthanis told Shamael that Rand was in Carienne, so Shamael sends Fane and the Trollocs to go get Rand in Carienne.
Okay.
Okay, there you go. Made it work.
Shamel
Okay.
doesn't go though. He doesn't care.
Yes, he does know. He doesn't go.
No, he
he's
doesn't
working.
go. He doesn't go.
He's working on his farm plot.
Okay.
His plan is to get Rand to come to him.
He wants Fane to catch Rand and
Well, we
bring
always
him
talk
back.
about how the
He
Forsakens got stupid plans. Like one of Shamael's plans, some of them are really stupid. So this is very much in line with the book.
He's
He's
got a lot
supposed
of
to bring
plans that
Rand
really
back
work
to Farm.
well.
That's what he's supposed to do. Bring him to Farm so Shamael can kill him in Farm. That's the plan.
This is like when Perrin was supposed to bring the prophet back to him, and the prophet they put in this. I'm sorry, this was just so frustrating where the prophet refused to go through gateways, and it's like, okay, now we just did that. We just put that there so we can now create a whole new storyline of Perrin traveling back, his wife getting captured. It's like, if only they would have just been used the gateways. We could have skipped that whole part of the books.
Okay, so the flickering. Okay. Eventually, Rand is able to stop the flickering, maybe doing something Logain told him to do. And the group emerges near Farm. So Moraine thinks channeling tainted Sidene on the Waygate may have caused the flickers. She has no idea. Who knows? I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what she says.
That's what she said.
Okay, that's what she said. Okay, so Nynaeve and Elaine have figured out how to open the Damane collars. Before executing a plan to save Egwene, they visit the docks where they meet ship captain Bail Doman. The girls negotiate with Doman to help them escape once Egwene is freed. Egwene is still being treated like an animal. Rena says she's proud of her, but Egwene realizes even fantasizing about hurting Rena causes her physical pain. Egwene is brought before Surath. Due to her strength and the power, she's going to be shipped directly to Shonchin in a few days. Egwene sees Loyal, but she cannot speak to him. Episode 6 finished.
All right.
Two more to go.
Wait, so that was the end of episode 6.
Yeah, I don't know if the end that I say is
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
end. Right,
but that was
that's episode 6.
What? I feel like this is the end of episode 7. I'm very excited to find out what's going to happen in the next 2 episodes.
Yeah, Egwene's demonic for a very long time in your breakdown.
She is demonic for a long time, though.
She isn't actually. She's in a long time in time-wise because they skipped 4 months ahead 4 months.
Right, yeah, that's what I mean.
Flicker.
So, yes. Well,
So-
they don't do that in this.
Yeah. I'm saying like
Okay.
book time, like the amount of time in the book.
Page time, no. But
Yeah, page time, thank you.
But actual
From calendar time, yeah, it's a long
Yes.
time.
Yes.
Like, yeah, I mean, she's in. So
She's
she
been like-
she
it's
gets
been like
captured at the end of
it's been like
episode
3
4
days.
for you, right?
yes, she
yes.
got captured at the end of episode 3, right?
So she's a Damane in season 2
episode
more
four,
than she's
episode
in the White Tower.
4, sorry, 4.
Screen
Yeah,
time.
she's in the White Tower for
3 episodes and a half.
3
and-
episodes. Yeah, like 3.5 episodes. And then
Okay.
she's
Demonic for 4
she's
episodes.
Damane at the very end of episode 4.
and then
All
free.
right.
And
Well,
then
she's-
I mean,
she's
all right, I'm with
Damane
you. I
for-
just wanted to. I feel like you've
4
already
episodes.
brought a lot of the characters together. I'm really excited to find out what happens to episode 7.
Yeah,
Episode 7 is like a
cold open. Let's hear it.
cold open. I don't like any of these cold opens either, but I'm going to
What's
do
the
them anyway.
what's the name?
Okay. what was meant to be.
Oh.
Cold
Ooh.
open is Ishamael freeing Lanfear from the boar.
Whoa.
Okay.
I kind of
I know.
like the late reveal that he's freeing Lanfear from the boar. But I mean, okay. I think sometimes same thing I mentioned in yours, like the timeline then gets confusing. Is there any indication of when this happens? Like, do they show like, 3 months earlier or something like that? Or
No, but you're gonna see.
I'm just
So, I
asking
don't
if
know.
that's what you think.
No, there isn't, but I think you'll just figure it out.
Okay.
And Celine is also you're also going to see Celine in some of the flickers. I put like you'll see her in that.
Oh,
I didn't
okay.
use that, but she's like in
Interesting.
some of his lives because so she's like still a presence in the show. Okay, Jeffrey Bornhold arrives outside Farm and joins. I made this up too. Joins Dane's White Cloak camp. He's given a briefing of the invaders, and Valda tells him Dark Friend Perrin Ibarra killed a bunch of their men, and his son didn't stop it. Jeffrey says lay off his son, and they have bigger problems than Perrin. Jeffrey meets with Lord Turok, who tells him that Falm is theirs now, and soon the rest of Randland, and asks him would he like to swear the oath. Jeffrey gets out of there as quickly as possible, and the White Cloaks plan to attack at dawn.
So there's a meeting between Jeffrey Bornhold and High Lord Turok.
Yes.
That doesn't immediately end with one of them dead.
No.
I love it.
Jeffrey's nice. They're both nice. They just
Turok's nice.
3 out of 11.
Turok's nice.
Turok's not bad, right? I don't know.
He's not evil.
He's
Like
not
he's not
evil.
a dark friend.
Terrible.
I only think he's not a dark friend because he cares more about himself than anything else.
Yeah, he's pretty bad. Like you don't meet nice Shanshan until
He's not nice, but like in comparison to, I guess, Surah. She's a dark friend though. I don't know. Whatever.
I think on the surface, you
he
get
talks to Bail Doman like he's like a.
he treats Bail Doman as a human.
like right. He treats.
He does.
He's not just murdering people willy nilly.
Right. He's not like a psychopath.
Yes.
That's true. That makes sense. Yeah, you can see like they want to meet. Let's have a conversation and
yeah.
He's
like, what's actually going on here?
He's intelligent. He's cultured.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
civilized. All right.
Yeah. All right.
Interesting. This is very interesting to me.
This is the fan fiction part. Okay, so the Aiel returned to the camp with 3 sets of I wrote Shinaran, that's wrong. 3 sets of Shanshan armor. Ingtar, Massima, and Uno's still alive, plan to take Perrin and Avienda in as prisoners in order to get past the guards. Ingtar is more anxious about the horn than seems normal. In the wolf dream, Perrin has a vision of Celine standing over Rand. Hopper tells him that she has many names, but the wolves call her Moon Hunter, and she is not to be trusted.
This is from the book.
When she disappears, Perrin tries to warn Rand to be careful, but Rand doesn't believe he's real.
Right from the book, that dream. I like that dream.
Yes,
it's a good one.
Yes, it is. Okay. This is just a 1 sentence. Min discusses Rand with her aunts. I just feel like she has to tell someone like what's going on with Rand. I don't think she's actually mentioned it at all to anyone yet. Like, why did she have to come here?
And she talks about it with her aunts, not like.
Who's she gonna talk about it with? Matt?
I guess he's like a character on the show.
No, talks about it with her aunts. Her aunts have to be on the show. Okay. So Matt walks the city and he could sense where the dagger is, but there are too many guards to get inside. Moraine sees Maigan wearing a collar. She sends Lan to follow her, and Lan discovers the Damane housing. He tells Moraine and Rand that Egwene has been captured. Rand has another dream of Ashamael, but in this dream, Rand says he is coming for him. Now he's mad.
I'm coming. And hell's coming with me.
This I like too. I'm making this part's half made up. So Nynaeve and Elaine are spending time in their inn common room while planning to rescue Egwene the following day. Nynaeve begins to open up and they laugh together. Nynaeve thinks she sees Lan walk by the window. She does. But when she rushes outside, he's not there. A Sildame and a Damane see her, and the Damane freezes, staring at Nynaeve. Nynaeve makes a quick decision and channels I can't stop laughing. To remove the collar from the Damani's neck, the Damani takes off running, and Nynaeve knocks the Saldame out. And drags
Well, how do they do it? They do something
drags
similar
her
in the
to an
book.
alley. It's similar, yes. As Elaine comes outside, Nynaeve tells her they have a new plan. No, they do, but their plan is to do this.
Yeah,
So she just does it on like a whim.
Okay.
Because he's like caught the Damani. How does anybody stay in? Like, how do they actually hide? Because can't the Damanis like sense that they could channel?
Yeah, but they have to be close to them.
Okay, so that's what it is. Because I'm like, they're in the city this whole
Yeah,
time.
you can't sense like channeling. You can't sense the ability to channel from from a distance. I think you have to be fairly close to them.
So she runs out, and
Yeah.
then she doesn't see they're there, and then she's like caught basically.
Yeah.
She sees Lan, which I thought was nice. They're all. I think it's weird that they're like all in the city and they're not like running into each other. But
It's a cosmopolitan city, Jay.
you're right.
I'm gonna. Yeah, I want to ask a question about this before
Ask.
before you go. Right there's that scene. So is the Waygate on the beach? Is that the beach is that the Waygate in Falm? And then there's that scene with Lan and Moraine walking on the beach. Is that
About that one.
is that them coming out when they first like come out of the Waygate? Maybe before they actually go into the city.
That could be, but what's the other? What's like the jungle Waygate then?
That's the Waygate where. Oh yeah, that's right. That's where.
That's also near Farm. I mean, it's more inland. I forgot about the water. I put something in the water, but I forgot about the beach. I guess they could come out of that one.
It's
Maybe
weird
the
because
jungle goes right up to the sand. And if you look at it one way from the beach, if you look from the other side,
Thanks for
it's the
trying,
jungle.
but no.
I
I don't know.
Maureen's wearing like something. It looks like she's wearing the outfit she's wearing in Kyrian in that scene, except without like
Yeah.
the shirt, the top on. So that scene keeps baffling me because I'm like, is Kyrian going to be on the water? Is that what they're doing? Like, did they move Kyrian a bit? Maybe Kyrian's down where Tyr is. No, that wouldn't make any sense.
No, Tyr is where Tyr is. They've
All right, sure. That's the Waygate they come
say,
out of.
No,
That's the
Tyr
Waygate-
is where
That's
Tyr
the
is.
portal stone Waygate that they come out of. Sure. There's two Waygates.
There could be two
surrounding
Waygates in Falm.
There's
Yeah,
one in the water.
yeah,
that's
they come out of the wrong one.
It's Occam's razor. It's just two
Okay.
Waygates.
Okay. Okay. Episode 8, Daughter of the Night.
Wow, Daughter of the Night is the last episode title.
Okay.
Not
the
the-
cold.
So,
What?
so this is not the title of the episode where she's prominently in the first two episodes, right? We get a decent amount of Celine. The
Yeah.
7th episode, we get her cold open, but the name of the last episode is Daughter of the Night. I'm very excited
Yeah, well,
to
this
hear
is
what
where you
Lanfear's
find
going to
out
do.
like her name, her true name.
Okay.
Okay. Cold open. This is another Lanfear flashback. A flashback of Luce Theron and Mirren. So I think this takes place before she becomes Lanfear, but after the drilling of the boar. He's just like not really very much into her. I'm not sure exactly what the scene for, like, I guess at that point, like, he's already with Ilyena, right? Like,
Oh yeah, when the boars, yeah. When
after she drills the boars.
Oh yeah, definitely. They already broken
Okay.
up.
Okay, so yeah, but this is before. I want to go backwards in time a little bit, but after the boar was drilled. Okay. So her name, we're still not saying Lanfear in the scene. We're saying Mirren. I don't think anybody said Lanfear yet. I haven't had anybody saying Lanfear this whole time. Okay. Perrin, Avienda, and the Shinarans go into Falm. They get into Turok's house under the guise of presenting prisoners to him. They free Loyal, but the horn is not there. This is all out of order, so that's why it's getting a little confusing. Ingtar loses it and admits he was the one who let Fane in to steal the horn. Perrin absolves him, and he sacrifices himself so the rest can get away. Now I'm wondering why Loyal was in Turok's house and not.
He was entertaining him.
Are they all staying in the same place? I don't know. Okay.
I
whatever,
don't think
doesn't
they
matter.
are in the book, right? Like,
No.
like Turok takes like the biggest.
No. Yeah, Turok has his own house.
Yeah, he takes over.
But
Like,
I remember
the
they
biggest
get
house.
in like relatively easily to his house. They just like climb over the back wall and like go in.
Yeah, because the Seanchan aren't like the Seanchan their whole way is like, we're not going to come in and like force you to start doing it, like, enslave
Yeah.
you. We're just like, just say you'll obey the oaths and you can go about your business like you normally do. There's a few
Yeah.
rules
Yeah.
changed. So it's not like they're like expecting people to come, and
I guess, yeah.
they think they're relatively safe.
They're not the military is there, but not to control the people or protect the lords. Like, it's there to eventually conquer more land.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I think they would like dressing up as Shanshan soldiers, wearing Shinaran armor, like you would be stopped, I would think.
Yeah, I mean,
Because
what
they
I'm
definitely
saying, I guess what I'm saying is there's not like there's so many guards like surrounding his fortress that people can't sneak in. I didn't mean like they would
Okay.
just let them in. I mean more like
right.
it's not. There's not like the entire Shanshan army is inside the city. I'm sure most of the army is probably camped out like
Yeah.
on the outskirts of the city, and there's just like soldiers, a small contingent of soldiers to like keep the peace and like police.
Yeah.
At least
All
that's my thinking.
Okay, so this part takes place after the Rand part, but it's out of order. So Matt sneaks into Turok's house. See, before I said there were too many guards. Now I have to change that. Anyway, he gets in while Turok's out fighting Rand, basically. So there's like not as many people around. So he takes the box because he could sense the dagger in it, but he can't open it. But it also happens to contain the horn. It's the horn box, and the dagger is also in that box. So then he drops the box while he's trying to climb over the wall, and the box breaks open. So is that what happens in the book? Something like that, right? It doesn't he drops the
He
horn.
throws the box
He
over the
throws
wall
horn,
to climb
yeah,
it.
over the
Yeah.
wall. Okay. So it breaks open.
So right, we got the scene in the trailer with Turok, right, with opening the box and the horns.
Yeah. So it looks like there's some kind of like trick to opening it, right?
Yeah, there
There
is.
is in the books too. Like, Fane can't
Yeah.
open it. Turok
Right.
figures it out immediately.
So Matt just throws it, like drops it, and it breaks open.
So
Is that what happens?
No, I don't think that happens.
I don't
But
remember how he opens the book. I have the book right
I
here.
think he just like throws the horn.
he does throw it over.
Yeah.
But that's different. I don't think. I think it's
Dana's
just him
saying
not,
that they were on display.
I think it's
in
just him not
Turok's house.
carrying.
They were
He just
out-
throws the horn over the wall.
Yeah, the
Yeah, right,
actual
just the
horn. He
horn.
doesn't have the
Yeah.
box. The horn's out of the
Right, right.
box. As
Turok opened it and took it out.
as
They're
Zul
out.
was saying in chat. Yeah, that's what I was going. So that's what I was coming up with, right? The dagger's not in the box, right? Are you saying
Well, on my show it is, yeah. He put it in there.
so? Because didn't Leandra give it to Ishamael? So now Ishamael
Shamael,
gave it to Turok.
hold on.
I think I missed it. Changing hands.
Shamael took the dagger from Leandrin.
So he gives it to Turok.
Okay, but we don't know. We didn't see that, but yes,
Okay.
Turok has it.
And
Yeah.
Turok puts it in the box.
It's in the same box, yeah.
Okay.
So Matt takes the horn without knowing that he's taking the horn, basically.
He
because
thinks the
inside
dagger's in. He thinks
same
it's just
box.
the dagger in there.
Yeah, and then the box breaks open because he's Taviran. Whatever.
Okay.
So
It
okay,
lands on the rock, hits it right
Yeah,
at the
breaks
button that's
open.
supposed to open the.
no, it just shatters.
Okay.
It's not that good of a box. Okay, so Rand is going to try to free Egwene, but he's confronted by Turok and his guards. Turok sees Rand's heron-marked blade and challenges him. Rand uses what Lan taught him to kill Turok. Turok's guards all kill themselves.
I might have missed. How does Rand know Egwene is a prisoner?
Because Lan followed like.
Oh, that's
Martin
right. You said
and
that's right.
he looked through a knothole in the fence.
He
and
found the
saw
Damane,
they were there.
the Damane house.
He saw the
Genius, sir.
Damani.
That's right.
No, when in the book, I think Rand's just like looking out the window at Turok's house and sees her like across the street.
Yeah. He's like,
Yeah,
is that
so
Egwene?
Yeah, it's
He
like,
doesn't even know
whatever.
Egwene's there. He's like, that can't be Egwene.
Yeah,
She's
right.
at the White Tower.
Yeah. Okay. Nynaeve and Elaine have figured out the big Shanshan secret that Sildame can also channel. Nynaeve collars the Sildame and gets them into the Damani housing. They free Egwene and put Egwene's collar on Retta. Egwene wants to kill her, but settles for smashing her with a pitcher. What's that? I don't know what the original plan was. I don't even know if we ever know it. But this is the new plan.
The first plan sucked anyway.
So Matt somehow, I think Matt meets up with Perrin at some point because then Matt's trying to get the horn to Rand, but I don't know how Matt would know that what the horn is or that Rand needs it.
So
So I think at some point Matt is going to meet up with Perrin in all this shenanigans
Can I
and
take
try to get the horn to Rand.
Can I take a moment to recap why everybody's in Falm? So
Sure.
Perrin's there with to free Loyal. Makes
And get the
sense.
horn.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, and get the horn as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Matt's there
to get the girls.
to get the
He's
dagger
looking for the girls and the
and the
dagger.
dagger and the girls. Rand's there because of the Shamael dreams.
Yes.
Do we think maybe there'll be some sort of like while Rand's in Kyrian, he does some research like prophecies of the dragon, and he sees something that tips him off that he has to go. I know Tom, you put a
Falm?
prophecy in there about Falm. Like, we get that in the Watchers of the
yeah.
Waves, that whole prophecy that's in the second book that kind of also
Yeah, I didn't put that in.
clues him in. Okay. So it's really a Shamael messing with his dreams,
It
like
was
kind
just
of luring
dreams,
him.
yeah.
Okay. And then Moraine goes there to
yeah.
follow, because Rand goes there.
With him, yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure I remembered.
I again have nothing for Moraine to do here, but
She can't channel.
Right. Okay, so Matros is trying to get the horn to Rand, but the White Cloaks have attacked, and it's bedlam. Shanchan, Shinarans, White Cloaks are fighting everywhere, even Loyal. Matt decides to just blow the horn himself. The heroes come. Arthur Hawkwing calls Rand loose Theron, and the heroes turn the tide against the Shanchan. Perrin inadvertently, I'm changing my mind, causes the death of Jeffrey Bornhold, but Valda tells Dane later that Perrin killed him.
I don't remember where's Dane at this point?
So they're all there, but I think that maybe Dane doesn't see what happens.
But he
Dane
escapes.
doesn't see his father go down. What?
He escapes, though.
Dane escapes?
Yeah.
Well, when the heroes come, then they're killing all the Shanchan. So yeah, Dane gets out, but Valda tells Dane, like it's kind of in the same way, except in the book, Dane's not there, right? He's like sent away.
Yeah.
Oh, Dane's not there at all. Bayer,
No.
he sends Bayer away.
Bayer
Bayer's
gets
the one
sent
who
out
tells.
to report
Right.
on what happened.
And he tells him this. He
Yes.
basically tells him that,
Yeah.
even though like
Just a
Perrin was
lie.
there, right? So that's just because Valda hates Perrin, and because Jeffrey was telling him before, like basically like stop being so obsessed with Perrin, like it's no like whatever,
Yeah.
get over it. So now he's like,
He's
oh,
just
well, I'm
not
gonna
that
get
into
something.
you.
Right? Like now he's like, well, you know what? Perrin killed your father, so now you can kill him for me or whatever.
Okay.
Okay, so that's that. And then so Egwene's also blowing shit up left and right. Scorched earth. Bail Doman pieces out before they can reach the docks. So he's gone. We'll meet up with him later.
I believe I used the exact same expression
Pieces out.
that
I
he
don't
pieces out.
remember.
Yeah.
Maybe I kept that one in my brain. Okay, this is just also because I have no idea what to do with this. Varen finds Moraine and restores her ability to channel. She knows things. I don't know.
She
figures it out.
She can unweave Sidene?
I don't know. She can unweave dark friend shields. Dark Forsaken shields. I have no idea.
True
I just have
power.
to get Moraine the ability to channel again.
She uses the true power to unravel the weaves.
She figured it out. Shamael told her how to do it. And it was like a lesson that they learned from a Shamael one day. So that's how she knows. Okay, Varen also takes the dagger from Matt, wrapping it up. I actually wrote she wraps it up. She says she will need additional Aes Sedai to heal the dagger's hold on him completely. So we'll see what happens with that. Rand fights a Shamael on the beach in ankle-deep water, as I predicted. Rand sustains a terrible wound in his side, but after a series of events, whatever they may be.
What?
Yada, yada, yada.
Rand kills a Shamael for good.
Okay.
I don't know.
You're saying
But I
fight.
also
Insert cool fight scene.
Yeah, insert. I want a Shamael to say to Rand that my daughter just scared the shit out of me, sorry. That Pat Fane is going to he's sending Pat Fane to the two rivers. I want that to like come up.
He would have sent him already, right? At this point.
Right.
You can't
like
send
that was
him anymore. You can't go.
That was part of his
orders?
Part of his thing. Part of his orders. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So
For his dying
I just want him to
words.
know that. Okay. Okay, so Min finds him and takes him to safety, and while he's unconscious, Lanfear appears in the room and reveals herself, saying, "He's mine."
End of season 2 of the Wheel of Time.
No, I have one more.
Oh, okay.
Well, a wrap up. I have a wrap up paragraph.
Okay.
So a lot of people watch the fight, and the word starts spreading about the dragon being reborn now. Because it took place in the water, everyone's like up on the walls watching it, so they can see it.
Nice.
Instead of being in the sky, it's in the water. Do you see how this is?
Instead of really high up, where
from up, it's now down.
Now down, and everybody else is up.
As above, so below.
It's perfect.
I think.
Okay.
I think what this needs
There's
is.
more.
I think we should insert the underwater gunfight scene from Mindhunters in here, and just have the fight underwater.
Yes. No, it's going to be a lot of
learned
splashing.
issues,
There's definitely something that I'm thinking of,
Bullets.
like with the water and like the splashing, but I don't know what it is. It's like two people fighting on like a sandbar.
With the water and the splashing.
It's like fighting on a sandbar, but I don't know what it is.
What are you talking about? It's
like something in my head from like another movie.
Oh yeah, there's a movie with it's Flashdance.
It's a face off. They fight.
No,
on
they
a
don't.
beach.
They're on a boat.
The end.
Oh, yeah,
or Mission Impossible 2. They
I never
also
saw
fight at the
that.
beach at the end.
Okay. Maybe it's all of those.
Or what's it? There's like,
Highlander.
I
They
fe-
fight. They sword fight on a beach, I think, or they train on a beach.
I feel like there's movies where there's fighting going on in like either like an inch of water. So like as they're fighting, like water kicks up and
Yeah,
things like
right.
that. That's what you're thinking of.
Something like that.
I feel like that.
Yeah.
Isn't there a fight like that in the Matrix? I'm trying to
In
remember.
the Matrix, yeah,
Maybe.
they fight when they go to rescue Morpheus, the fire alarms go off and he's just running in the water.
Ah,
Okay.
yes,
Bullets,
Yeah.
yes.
as they're shooting the bullets in.
Yeah, I feel like there's some
it's
kung fu movies like that. Do that.
it's gonna
too.
happen. I'm
Good.
just saying it. Okay, so Massima is especially hyped about what he has seen. The IEL say
He doesn't get hyped, Jen. He stays hyped.
He's hyped.
um
Did you see that?
put it down, Joe. Down.
What?
Shut up.
It was.
Oh, sorry. Did you
But now-
did you see that?
Look down there.
Look down. Maybe they do like maybe there's like an only the strong scene where they all start clapping and the pat on our
Put him in
way,
a body
pat on
bag.
our way, pat on our way.
Massima's Tommy from the end of A Karate Kid. Get him a body bag.
Now I want Mark. Now I wish.
Why
Mark,
is Red? Why is Red the bad guy?
now I wish Mark Dacascos played a Shamael. That would have been pretty cool.
What's that?
Mark Dacascos.
Who's Mark Dacascos?
He's an actor and martial artist.
Okay.
He was the host of Iron Chef.
That's right.
America.
Yes. Yeah, he was.
He's in the Brotherhood of the Wolf.
Much
Let me
later.
finish.
Go ahead. Your
Okay,
last
the
bit.
IEL say they have found their Karakarn, who will destroy them and save them, whatever it is. This is Moraine channels fireworks, and the Ewoks sing the jump.
Yeah. Return of the Jedi
Okay.
ending.
Yes, that's it. We're done. I'm crying. I can't. I wanted to do like a hot close, but I couldn't think of one.
So we
I'll
went.
Do one.
So you
I
went.
can
With,
go opposite
so you went with
of
Jub Jub.
No, that's the episode. I just couldn't think of like a good hook for next season because we already saw the IEL.
Oh, okay, so you, other than the world declaring that he is the Dragonborn, everyone knows it. You want another hook for next season.
Well, yeah, like the Shanshan this at the end of
How about
season
this? Here, I give this one to you. Everyone's cheering. Althor, everyone's going crazy. Massima's going extra nuts, right? The camera pans away from the crowd, past Rand, down a hallway, down a flight of stairs, down to a door, and behind the door, there's a red frame
One. The
door.
red stone doorway
There you go. There's
in the
your
basement in Farm.
yeah, the Alamo. Yeah.
Underneath the throne.
Underneath the throne, There's a door.
It's a doorway. Twisted doorway. Well, that was some of the most
That was
fun
a
I've had
ride,
in a
right?
long time, Jen. So thank you for that.
Mark it down. This is it. This
There's-
is the show.
There's some holes in your story, I think.
It's a couple, but
But I do like the imagination, the creativity. And I don't know. That's all I've got. Tom.
I don't know why. I don't think that what you said was any less realistic than what I said last week, but it was somehow much funnier.
I don't know.
I think it wasn't as realistic, but there were just a lot of not a lot of contradictions, but there were some things in there that contradicted themselves, and
Well, yeah,
which was
I
fun.
feel like it was. I think that I don't know. I think it's the insistence of certain things having to be there that lock it in. But no, I think overall, I think this sounds good. I think that you and I both felt certain things had to happen,
Mhm.
and like certain storylines seem to like go down a particular path. I'm curious if Varen is in Falm. And this is a problem that I had. I'm asking you, if Varen's in Falm at the end of season 2, does she just go with Perrin to the Two Rivers?
Yeah, maybe.
I think we talked about that, right? Didn't like a while ago we said Varen could just go to the Two Rivers with Perrin and
What
But
if
it
she goes
changes
and then
that whole-
Alana's already there?
then
her
Alana's there
orders.
when they and then
Yeah.
they meet up with Alana potentially.
Yeah.
I mean
So,
that I have no problem with. That's
Yeah.
not a big deal, I don't think, because
I
we
feel
know
like
the
it's-
girls
I
aren't
feel
going
like-
back to the tower.
I feel like it changes what Perrin is like. Like Perrin's going there to commit suicide by cop, right? Like he's going there to kill himself to like save the Two Rivers, right? I feel like if he was going there with an Aes Sedai, like that, who had a market interest in him not doing that, like that plan would never get off the ground. I don't know.
Well,
I mean,
maybe that's not why he's going there. Maybe he's just going there because
Right.
So
So nobody knows
Rand
about
asks him to
Fane.
go.
They're
Well,
going there
Rand-
right for the White
Rand
Cloaks.
knows about Fane now.
Well,
So-
you're saying Rand knows that Fane's going.
So the hook at
But
the
like-
end, I was going to say the hook at the end could just be like they did the Sean Chen scene. They could just that the White Cloaks arrive in the Two Rivers. That could be the hook
Yeah.
for the end as well,
The White Cloaks arriving in the tomb.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then, like,
with Fane as a
With
White
Fane.
Cloak, with Fane among them.
yeah, that's like
That would be a cool hook.
a weird, like, was it Shamael's orders for Fate to go to the Two Rivers with the White Cloaks? That's like a lot of.
Well, it'd have to be like, a month later or like 3 weeks later or
Right.
something like that.
Yeah.
You'd have to do that because it wouldn't be just like right after Falm, all of a sudden there's White Cloaks now in
But
the
like
Two Rivers.
Valda is gonna have to be in there too. You almost don't need Fane
Well,
when you think about it. Like you have Valda and Dane.
What does
I don't think
Fane
you need
do?
to have Valda there. If you have Dane,
Then you're just
and-
like transferring the.
because Valda's not. Dane's it. Dane is the leader of the White Cloaks, and
I know,
and
but on
Fane
the
gets
show,
sent there like by orders
Like-
of Patron Dial to just be a guy.
actually, yeah, because Valda doesn't want to fight anybody, so he wouldn't go there.
Right.
He would say he would tell Dane to go and do it for him.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't want to be in a battle. Like I don't think Valda's fighting in this season. If I don't even know if we know for sure that he's in it.
Yeah, we do.
Right?
Yeah,
We do?
I'm pretty
Okay.
sure what series
I
confirmed
don't
that
think
he's
we're
in
going to
it.
see him like in the thick of battle. I just he's a baby.
We
not.
could potentially get him starting to scheme against. I mean, we might get Pedronile. I know that's far fetched, but I mean, if we could get Pedronile and Valda's back at the Fortress of the Light, so like scheming already.
I
To
can
take
see
down
that
Nile.
as a season 3.
Yeah, I could see him
Yeah.
going
That's
back
true.
there now after this was over, and he sends Dane to the Two Rivers, and
Yeah.
now he's going to go back there and be in where it's safe.
Yeah, that could be season 3. Scheming. All right, this was a roller coaster of a breakdown,
This was
and
fun. Now I can relax next week and let Joe do his.
it was a lot of fun.
It was.
All right, let's wrap it up here then. I want to remind everyone to follow us on social media. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Join us over in Discord to continue the conversation there. We post our episodes on YouTube. So if you are so inclined to watch the episodes, check out our YouTube page. Check it out anyway, because we got other cool stuff on there, like some of the song parodies and whatnot. So go like and subscribe that. Rate and review us wherever you listen to podcasts, and check out our merchandise and Patreon pages to support us that way. We've got some cool items on our merch page, shirts, mugs, shot glasses, all that kind of thing. Links to all the aforementioned information are included in the show notes to this episode. Jen, Tom, we've got another WoT Wednesday, I'm sure, right? They said they're going to be releasing stuff every WoT Wednesday. I feel like we probably waited a little too late to do our episode breakdowns because we always have an interesting piece of news to talk about. So these are long episodes, but whatever. It's fun.
But we're getting more information to make them a little bit more accurate than they would have been.
Yeah,
before.
we got the cold open. We got a confirmation on the cold open. So any final thoughts before we wrap this?
No.
Happy birthday to friends of the show,
Yes. Happy birthday to my husband, who's
Dan Isgro.
at Gen Con right now,
Happy
performing
birthday.
as we speak.
And not the Gen Con.
Well, he'll be at Gen Con next week.
Oh.
Hey,
Oh, all right. Keep it to yourself, Jen. This is a children's program.
No, it's
she's going to teach him what it means to be a man.
You need land, Mandragoran, to do that.
not.
So thanks everyone for listening, and you'll hear us next time.